Welcome to the second video. So you're first going to see this written on the screen, and you've almost certainly seen probably this exact problem before. The point of this being order of operations, right? So order of operations is a convention, so we know how to solve problems like this. Now, the first thing to realize is this is obscure, and it's opaque, and it's ambiguous. Right? It's not obvious what this math wants you to do. It'd be very common to think we should distribute this 2 here. There'd be a lot to kind of go through. However, there is a convention that does tell us how we should read this. That being said, it's going to be up to you to make your math look a little more clear than this. So let's start. And let's just talk about order of operations. So the acronym that's usually used that you might have seen before is PEMDAS, PEMDAS. Some people say, please excuse my dear Aunt Sally. That's how they remember it. I've always just remembered PEMDAS. I don't know. But this is going to stand for, it's an acronym, right? So the P stands for parentheses. The E stands for exponents. The M and the D sort of get grouped together, and we'll explain that in a second. And that's multiplication and division. And the A and the S also get grouped together, and that's addition and subtraction. Okay, so let's revisit the viral problem from earlier now that we kind of have that in mind, okay? So reminder, it's PEMDAS, and the viral problem was 6 divided by 2, and then in parentheses, 1 plus 2, okay? So following our order of operations says that parentheses need to be known first, so this would be 6 divided by 2 times 3. Okay. Next, we should do division and multiplication, right? So this is where you might get a little confused, because if you're just following what looks like the order here, is it might say, well, I'm supposed to do multiplication and division. But that's why I said these are kind of grouped together. Really what you're supposed to do is you're supposed to do multiplication and division from left to right. So we need to do the division first because that happens sooner. So it should be 6 divided by 2 first, which is 3, which means that we would rewrite this as 3 times 3, or 9. Okay? So once again, I really just want to explain that order of operations is just a convention. And it's important to make sure that your mathematics is unambiguous, right? So there is, by convention, a way that we're supposed to process this information, but it would have been much easier to write this as 6 over 2 times 1 plus 2, right? Whoops. How about I write what I say, huh? Right? This is a lot clear that you want this done right away. Okay. You also could write it as 6 divided by 2 times 1 plus 2. And now this isn't ambiguous at all, right? Now the rule says do the division, do the addition, and we're good. Okay, so this is going to be more useful in the solving of equations, right? Rather than in seeing, viral problems on Twitter. But that was real brief. Hopefully it's helpful as you start your math journey. As always, have a good time.